Prince Andrew finds unlikely ally as old foe doesn't understand. The fuss amid Chinese spy scandal. Prince Andrew has picked up an unlikely ally amid his Chinese spy scandal as a former foe said she didn't understand why he was being punished. It emerged last week that the Duke of York had befriended a businessman now suspected of being a secret agent for the Asian superpower, even inviting them to his birthday party. The name of the alleged spook has been revealed as Yang Tengbo, said to be a close confidant of the Duke who was heavily involved in the Duke's pitch at Palace initiative. He visited Buckingham Palace twice, and also entered St. James's Palace and Windsor Castle at the invitation of Andrew, who insists they never discussed anything of a sensitive nature. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. Now, the journalist who effectively destroyed Andrew's royal career believes he is being made a scapegoat. Emily Maitlis famously interviewed the Duke in 2019 about allegations of sexual assault and his friendship with paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. During the Newsnight probing, Andrew denied having sex with Virginia Giuffre, but the move backfired with the public remaining skeptical of the prince. His claims included that he was actually at a Pizza Express when he was allegedly with Giuffre, and that he could not sweat due to an overdose of adrenalin during the Falklands War. Maitlis later helped turn the story of the interview into an Amazon Prime drama series with Andrew played by Michael Sheen and Ruth Wilson portraying Maitlis. A very royal scandal failed to capture the public's imagination, but Andrew remains a pariah in royal circles and has decided not to attend Sandringham for Christmas this year. Maitlis now admits some sympathy with Andrew despite their past battles, reports the Daily Mail. She said, "I don't understand why this is laid at the door of the prince with so much castigation and so much blame. If he's guilty of something, it's definitely naivety. But when I read all this stuff that he's not allowed to walk to church, he's not allowed to be with the royal family. I don't understand what the actual crime is here. Frankly, it comes as it was announced Andrew would also skip a royal festive lunch this week as well as the main celebration in Norfolk next week. Pals also claim he is exploring options for leaving the UK altogether in the coming months. Prince Andrew should leave Royal Lodge immediately for the sake of his daughters. Prince Andrew should move out of Royal Lodge for the sake of his two daughters, a source close to him has claimed. Author Andrew Loney has just completed the manuscript for his next book, which is about Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson's marriage. He has now shared his thoughts on the Royal Lodge and how he thinks it may be resolved. Speaking to the Express US, Mr. Loney said, "I'm not quite sure what it's meant to achieve because it doesn't present anyone in a particularly good light. The Royal Lodge narrative has been ongoing since September of last year and is now resurfacing after reports of Charles's plan emerged. Initially, it was suggested that King Charles wanted Andrew to vacate the Royal Lodge so that Prince William and his family could move in. Andrew cannot be forced out of the royal residence, so he would need to be persuaded, and Mr. Loney believes higher roles for Princess Beatrice and Prince Eugenie may be on the table. Mr. Loney said, "That's the argument. If Andrew plays ball on Royal Lodge, then his daughters will be taken care of, and maybe they will be given more of a role. Basically, he has to fall on his sword to let them prosper." But, on the other hand, Andrew could argue his case, that he wants to keep the house so he can leave it to his daughters, which Mr. Loney believes would be ridiculous. They're even more removed from the crown, and they have accommodations, one at Kensington Palace, one at St. James's Palace, and they've got their own private homes, one in Portugal, one in the Cotswolds, said the royal biographer. Andrew lives in Royal Lodge with his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson. Before Andrew, the Queen Mother lived at Royal Lodge, which was left to her by her late husband, King George VI. It's not clear what the plan for Royal Lodge is, but there is a running theory that Charles would like to have it for Queen Camilla, which Mr. Loney disputes. He said, "She's got her own house in Wiltshire she likes going to. She has the use of Clarence House, which is where they live, and I'm sure they'll find somewhere for her. She's a very easygoing, modest woman." Andrew's Newsnight encounter has been dramatized in the new Amazon Prime show A Very Royal Scandal, which stars Michael Sheen as the Prince and Ruth Wilson as Ms. Maitlis and was released last Thursday. An insider at the royal estate previously told the Daily Telegraph, "There was no screaming or shouting. Philip told him in no uncertain terms that he had to step down for the sake of the monarchy." Philip doesn't like trial by the media but is realistic enough to realize that Andrew's actions were a danger to the very fabric of the royal family. They described the conversation as tense and that Philip had told Andrew he had to take his punishment. King Charles, then the Prince of Wales and heir to the throne, used the situation as an opportunity to demonstrate his power in the family too. He had been increasing his number of public engagements while the Queen gradually reduced hers. Charles reportedly read the Riot Act to his younger brother after summoning him to a meeting at the royal estate after returning from a trip to New Zealand. He told Andrew there was no way back into the family in the near future and echoed Philip's request for him to step down from public duties. A source previously told The Sun, "It was all very civilized and calm, but Charles calmly read him the Riot Act and told him there was no way back for him in the near future." Andrew thought he was being treated harshly as nothing has yet been proved against him, but he accepted the decision. He really had little choice. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson's family living room we never see. The Duke and Duchess of York reside at Royal Lodge at Windsor. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson might have divorced almost 30 years ago, but the Duke and Duchess of York continue to share a close bond and the former couple live together at Royal Lodge, a £30 million property in the heart of Windsor Great Park in Berkshire. Prince Andrew and Sarah, both 64, have lived at the royal residence since 2004 when his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, granted the Duke to lease to the property the year prior, under the expectation that renovations would be undertaken to repair, renew, uphold, clean and keep in repair and where necessary rebuild the home. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.